guys, what's going on? It's RC Knockout. I am back with another video. Now if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Nolan, and in today's video I have got another upgrade for the cheapest Traxxas Slash Project. Now if you watched the most recent video with this RC car, I took it, where was it at? I was in southern Missouri and I took it to a mountain bike park. And unfortunately, I broke a drive shaft. So that is going to be the upgrade for today, guys. The drive shaft completely broke. And I was just talking about in a previous video how these drive shafts have held up surprisingly well, but unfortunately I spoke too soon. They still had a giving point. So what we have to do in this video, guys, is we have to upgrade them. We're not going with the same stock ones, we're going with some upgrade ones. So which drive shafts did I go with, you might ask? Well, let me grab them. These ones are right here. So these right here are the Integy heavy-duty steel rear universal drive shafts for the Traxxas 110 Slash two-wheel drive and Nitro Slash. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer, and we're going to jump right in this installation. Alrighty, guys, now that I moved the camera a little bit closer, I'll give you a closer look at these new drive shafts right here. Like I said, these are the Integy heavy-duty steel rear universal drive shafts for the Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive and for the Nitro two-wheel drive. And there were some more expensive options out there, and these were kind of, as you guys can see the price, it says it right on there, $39.99, which they're not necessarily cheap, but they're not the most expensive drive shafts out there either. And now Integy, some people don't like Integy at all. I've used Integy for a lot of stuff, all the way from my 1/16 Revo, I think I've used Integy parts, all the way up to my 1/5 scale cars. And I've had mixed results. So I've had some things that have fit really well, but I've had other things that have not held up as well, or the fitment wasn't proper. So you're kind of taking a risk, I feel like, with Integy. But I thought it's worth the risk to try out these drive shafts, and the reason why is because of these collars. I'm going to take them out of the packaging, but if you guys can see these blue collars, the worst thing about drive shafts, the thing I noticed with my four-wheel drive Slash, is any of the ones that have the spring retainers over the actual joint, the spring retainers give and then the pin falls out. So I thought, since these have these giant blue aluminum collars, hopefully that will keep the joint in one piece. So that's the main reason why I decided to get these. Here's the one that broke right here, guys. So it just broke right here at the end. The end piece unfortunately gave, and that put an end to our fun at the mountain bike track, or mountain bike park. But we'll get it installed real quick. Should be pretty simple. Alright, guys, I decided to reposition the camera a little bit. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and get this ripped open right here. If you're wondering what the part number is, here's the manufacturer part number right here. It is C28164 blue. So these are the blue ones. They have different colors for the collars, I think. These are supposed to be two pieces. They're not broken already, don't worry. They have a constant velocity joint. Close-up look at them. They look pretty nice, and like I said, I don't know. See, you can see the pin in there right here. You can see the pin in there, and I like that this collar covers up the pin completely. So unless this collar moves, which I don't know if there's any way to even take this collar off. There's no, it's all one piece on there. So I don't know. The joints, I don't know if they're really serviceable anyway, but you want that joint to stay together. That's been the biggest flaw with a lot of the drive shafts for a lot of my RCs, have been that the joints fail and the pin flies out. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to take the wheel off. Alrighty. And we got the wheel nut off. Go ahead, pull the tire off. And these tires are really showing a lot of wear, guys. Look at that. These Badlands, I've really, I mean, they're kind of bald. And I've noticed the last time I was running this thing that they have some of them anyway, have spots where the foam is no longer in there. Like, I don't feel any foam right here. There's foam here, no foam right there. So I think the foam started to disintegrate within them. Maybe water got in them and water might have damaged them. But anyway, guys, this is going to be pretty simple and pretty straightforward. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my flathead screwdriver. We're going to get this wheel hex off. Alright, guys, I just grabbed my flathead screwdriver. So let me move this a little bit closer. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go ahead and remove the wheel hex. So I'm just going to get the flathead screwdriver right behind it, and it comes off just like such. And then we have the little pin right in here, and we're just going to go ahead and push that out. Alright, got the pin. Set that aside. And now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go ahead and undo this right here. And this right here is a 2mm that holds this link on to the rear hub carrier. So let me find my 2mm. All right, here's my 2mm right here, and we're just going to go ahead and get this one off. Pretty straightforward. All right, and that is out. And guys, that's really all you have to do aside from removing. We got to remove the pin from right in here, the grub screw, I should say. So the grub screw that is right in here, we need to remove that, and that should be probably a 1.5. So let me look through my toolkit and see about finding that size. This should be it right here. And then we're just going to go ahead, go in here, and remove this grub screw. You guys probably aren't going to be able to see that. Let me turn it a little bit more so you guys can see. And there we go. We got the grub screw. I guess it's a grub screw slash pin. We got that out. Set that aside. And now the drive shaft, guys, is completely loose. So, got the drive shaft loose. And this is the side that did not break. And then we can go ahead, guys. There's really nothing holding this. So, we can just go ahead and pull the drive shaft out from the back like that. And you do have to watch out because there is a little shim that goes right up against the bearing that you don't want to lose. So, I'm going to set that shim aside real quick. And let's see, these should be universal. They should be the same on both sides. Yeah, they look identical to me. And since this is going into aluminum, we're going to want to use a dab of thread lock. So I go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put on some orange thread lock. That's what I prefer to use. And let's see. So this is going to be pretty straightforward, guys. You got to find the side that has the threads. So this side right here has got the threads in it. And then you're going to want to put that on. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab that pin or grub screw, and we're going to get a dab of orange thread lock on it. And just go ahead and get that in the hole. That's what she said. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. I had to do it. But get that in the hole, and hopefully that will screw down. Feels like there's some tension. I don't want to strip that grub screw. That's my concern. I think we're good. Alrighty, guys, and as you guys can see, that is on there. Right here, I got the grub screw back in, and then it's just the reverse process. So we're just going to go ahead, and like I said, this is two different pieces. We're going to go ahead, put the stub axle through the rear hub carrier like such. Go ahead, pull that all the way through. And then what we're going to do is, well, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this screw back on that holds this link on. So just grab that. And we're going to want to use a dab of thread lock because that goes back into aluminum. On a stock one, you wouldn't have to do that because that would be going into a plastic rear hub carrier. All right, got that started. And with my 2mm, I'm going to go ahead and get that threaded all the way back in. All right, and we're going to grab that shim that was on the outside, and that's going to go right up against the bearing. So go ahead and slide that on. Like such. There might be a little bit of play in these drive shafts. It looks like there might be. Grab the pin and put the pin back through like such. And then we can go ahead and put the wheel hex back on. That just will pop over the pin. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I could possibly put some shims, at least one shim in there, which I might actually do. But that's basically the process, guys. Let me see. I'll look to see if I have any shims. And if I have some shims, I'll put a shim in between here because there is a little bit of play in there. A little bit more than what I would like. Probably at least one shim can go on this. And I think I'm going to do the other side off camera, guys, because it's the exact same process. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and leave it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're liking the Traxxas Slash Project and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And also make sure to hit that notification bell so then you'll be notified when I come out with new videos because there's more upgrades to come and we got to test out these drive shafts. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Later. So I was gonna just end the video there, but I changed my mind. I decided, you know guys, I said I was gonna shim this, and some of you may have never shimmed anything before, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys the process. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop this wheel hex back off, the pin fell out, and like I said, we need to shim this because there's just too much play going on. I wanna get this as close as possible so you guys can get a close-up look. Just too much play going on. There's already this one shim right here, but we need more. So I found these, and I'm thinking we need probably 2 more shims. So I found 2 more shims here, and I'm gonna go ahead. I think it'll probably take about two shims to tighten this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one on, and then a second one. And basically, guys, what we're doing is we're just eliminating that slop. That should be good. That might actually be too much. Let's see if I can put the pin back through. We don't want it to be too much because the pin still needs to slide through there. You know what? The pin still slides through there all right. So you guys can see what I did. Now there's 3 shims stacked up behind that pin. So now the pin's actually staying in place without falling right out. So now, if you guys look, there's no play really in these drive shafts because we shimmed it. So I'm going to go ahead, get the wheel hex put back on. It's literally as simple as that, guys, to shim. Excuse me. It's literally as simple as that to get stuff shimmed. It's not that difficult as long as you have the shims. We're going to go ahead, push this on. There we go. And you guys can see it popped on, and you guys can still see the shims in there. And like I said, it eliminated all the slop. So all we have to do now, guys, is get the wheel put back on. All right. Grab our wheel nut. Alrighty guys, it's as simple as that. And look, we got the brand new drive shaft on. There's going to be testing to come. Hopefully they hold up. Only way we're going to tell is testing, but I am surprised that in the last video the only thing I broke was the drive shafts. So I'm going to do the other side off camera, and then I'm going to be right back with you guys to wrap up this video. I decided to start filming again, guys, for the other side because the thing I didn't realize is there's no good way to get to the grub screw that's on this drive shaft on this side. I thought I could just take the gear cover off and I could get it through down here, and maybe that would have been possible to get this little 1.5 mil or 1 mil down in here to actually unscrew the grub screw, but I think it would have been very difficult. So in the end, I took the whole rear bulkhead basically off, which it's like 8 screws, I think. It's not terrible, but that looks like the easiest way to actually get to the grub screw because you can't access it from the front, the top, or the back. So then I can actually get to that grub screw right there. So I just wanted to point that out. It's not hard, but it takes a little bit of disassembly to do. It might be 10 screws you have to undo. Just wanted to come back and give you an update if you're wondering, because the other side's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. This side with the gear cover, or with the gear side, basically, is a little bit more complicated. So that takes a little bit more time. So I'll be right back with you guys once I got this one installed. Alright guys, I got the other side back together. I have both the drive shafts installed at this point. And I do have to say, that's not the easiest process in the world. So the one side's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to get to the grub screw on this side, but that side over here, I don't think there's a good way to get to it. I really don't. I was looking at it, I'm like, which angle can I come from? And the only way was maybe the top angle. I didn't want to do that because it looked like I might strip it that way. But the new drive shafts, guys, are on, so take a peek. The blue anodized collars look really cool with the rest of the blue theme of the RC car. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Oh, and hit the notification bell so then you'll be notified when I come out with new videos. Because the next video is going to be a running video with this, testing out these new heavy-duty drive shafts. And I'll be able to tell you whether or not I think they're worth the $39.99 I paid. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Later!